going to trace out a violin profile. I'm going to digitize this full-size diagram of the violin. I'm using Logic Trace 2018, and I've selected combination as my tracing technique. The diagram seems detailed, but it's not. You just take your time, trace out each section, mark off that section with a red pencil, which is the starting spot. And the reason I do that, I don't want to come around and go over top my starting spot, because that's going to cause a crossed vector. And that crossed vector will have to be node edited out. I have found from experience that I take my time and do the best I can for tracing, which in the end I don't have to do a lot of editing. This violin, when it's cut out, it's going to be like a black skeleton. It's going to look cool. That F note that I'm tracing out right there, that's going to have to be node edited, because it's going to fall out when the laser cuts that. So it needs to be joined up to the violin bridge. This is why in a project like this you're better off to do a test run cut, which I did. I used 1/4 inch cardboard, and that's how I found that F note's going to fall out. That was the only problem I found, was that lower F note. Everything else was good. There was no node editing required. It doesn't take that long to trace something like this out. You just seem to get quite involved with it, and you just carry on. Also, doing a pre-cut in 1/4 inch cardboard shows you the weak spots, because one of the things here is you want to make sure that the 1/4 inch acrylic is at least a 1/4 inch or greater in width, or it's going to break. It's going to become very delicate. There's a lot of small parts there in the neck area. We're getting close here now to finishing up our tracing. When I've finished the tracing, I'm going to load this file, this DXF file, into Vectric Aspire 11.0. We're going to check the quality of the vectors and do a bit of editing. I had to make a change to that lower F note. If I wouldn't have made the change, the part would have fell out. To make sure everything was going to go right, I used a piece of cardboard on the laser to cut out that violin to make sure everything was okay. That's how I knew that F note had to be changed, because it actually just fell out. So you'll notice here on the cut that left F note is just sitting there. Shown here, I've programmed the final cut with the black acrylic. It's quite reflective, but you can see the cut on the black acrylic. I was able to get some better video shots by turning off the overhead light. Because it's cutting black acrylic, it's quite reflective and it's hard to see the laser cutting. But you can see there it's quite clear. One of the things I had to keep an eye on here, as it was cutting out some of the smaller parts, those parts would fall partially through. So I had to make sure that the head didn't hit that part when it was sticking up. So all I would do is pause the laser, open the lid, remove the part, and then carry on. The black acrylic cut very smooth. Edges were clean. When I was done, the excess was easily removed. Shown here, I've removed some of the background acrylic. You can see the final cut here. Looks good. It's finished. I like it.